Hello everybody, in this video I'm going to be taking a quick look at Marriott stock and also giving my opinion on the overall industry. So without any delay, let's get right into it. Marriott, ticker symbol MAR, this is the chart for Marriott year to date. Towards the beginning of the year, Marriott was trading over $150, and then at their lowest point in late March, early April, they were trading at about $46.50 at their very lowest point this year. So Marriott obviously got hit extremely hard along with most of the other big hotel companies because their vacancy rates were extremely high and they were having to shut down most of their operations. And here is Marriott on the 5-year chart. If we look back to 2015, they were trading at about $80, and they've had some pretty steady growth, especially from 2015 to 2018. And then the stock stays relatively steady with a little bit of trouble there in 2018. And as we saw, it ended up around $153 before all of this stuff started happening. Here we see a little bit of increased revenue year over year and somewhat steady earnings with a little bit of a misstep in 2019 as well as a huge jump from 2016 to 2017 revenue and earnings. And here are the last 4 quarters. Here in quarter 1 of 2020 on the right side there, we see slight positive earnings, and actually in quarter 2 of 2020, I'm actually expecting to see negative earnings, so that should not be a big surprise to investors. They are still having to keep a lot of staff on payroll, even when hotels are having close to no guests or actually no guests at all. They're still having to pay a lot of their employees, so they're definitely losing a lot of money across most of the U.S. states during this time. And although a lot of states are reopening, it's really going to take some time for guest sentiments to really change about hotels and before they feel comfortable staying in public hotels such as this. Now I wanted to take a look at a few bullish and bearish points by an analyst at Morningstar. The first one is not too exciting. It's that Marriott has a really high exposure to recurring and managing franchised fees, especially to all of its biggest competitors, and this allows them to have a really high return on their invested capital. And the second point on the screen here is actually my favorite thing about Marriott, is that they have so many different brands, and really brands that are going to be aimed at the younger generation that are going to put Marriott in a stronger position than their competitors moving forward. And they also have the emerging lifestyle brands listed here: Autograph, Tribute, Moxie, Aloft, and Element. And if you've stayed in any of these, I think you would agree that Marriott is doing a really great job at capturing these different kinds of hotel clientele. And then this third bullish point is that the 2015 acquisition, I thought it was in 2015, of Starwood, which is, I believe it's the biggest hotel developer in the United States. It strengthens Marriott's brand and gives them a huge advantage over other hotel developer competitors. Now I think it's a really good idea to take a look at a bearish point, and the first and third point on the screen here I actually don't necessarily agree with. And the first point is the extent and duration of COVID is unknown and presents a material headwind to demand for Marriott. And that is not specific to Marriott at all. That's all of the big different U.S. hotel brands out there, but I think things are coming to a close in most U.S. states, and Marriott is going to get their vacancy rate way down and begin to open up their hotels to guests once again. The second point, however, is actually a really good one. It's that independent hotels and hotel and vacation rentals such as Airbnb can pose a really huge threat to Marriott and is a really big problem for hotel brands moving forward. And then this third point really doesn't make a lot of sense to me. It's that Marriott's North American hotels represent 67% of its room base, exposing the company to an economic downturn in North America and the U.S. to a greater extent than competitors. And if it were to say that most of its room base are in Latin America or in South America, then I think an exposure to economic downturn in those areas could be a problem. But to be betting against the U.S. economy is a little bit silly in my book. I know that was a little bit more about the industry than Marriott specifically, but I really hope you were still able to get some useful information out of that. I just made several videos on the airline stocks if you want to go check those out and subscribe for more content. Thank you so much for watching.